guys, so I'm back with another video. This is officially my first video that I am filming on this channel post-pregnancy, so it's my 1 week postpartum video. Baby girl is 1 week old today. I need to take a picture of her. Like with the, I have this numbers blanket with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I wanted to share with you how I've been feeling this week, what's been going on, show you what my body is looking like, all that good stuff. And I'm making notes, so the week has definitely been interesting. I'm a mom for the first time for real now, and the way I would describe this week is, I don't know if any of you guys are in a fraternity or sorority, but it feels kind of like hazing hell week. That's what it feels like. So like I was saying, this has been a toll mentally, physically, emotionally, all that. So I made some notes like randomly in the middle of the night to talk about what's been going on. So when I had the baby in the hospital, I think the first thing I kind of felt was like, as soon as she came out, was like, whoa, it was a lot. It felt like a lot of shock. My body was just like drained, and I was shaking, probably from just the shock, the experience of it, maybe the epidural, maybe just because it was just really overwhelming. And my first reaction was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe this baby is here. And I was kind of like, I wasn't emotional, like I didn't cry, I wasn't like, oh my God, I love you so much, but I was like, okay, welcome baby girl. But it wasn't like an immediate like, oh my God, I love you so much. But you know, as I recovered, it would kind of like sunk in. I was like, oh, look at my little girl, she's so cute. And you know, I feel like each day, like the connection grows stronger and stronger. But it wasn't like the movies where you're just like crying and be like, I don't know, that's just not me. So we spent a couple of days in the hospital, like 5 days. It was super long, and it was me and my husband. I'm so glad my husband was there the entire time. He was an amazing labor coach. And then my sister-in-law surprised me by coming in during the delivery, and she was my surprise labor coach too, because my mom didn't make it to the hospital in time. So they both did great. I couldn't have done it without them. My husband was like super helpful and encouraging, and then my sister was also super supportive, and she kind of gave me a different side, like, because she had had babies, so she was very more like, I'm so proud of you, you're doing awesome. Like, it was really good. So in the hospital, we kind of like got in the habit of not sleeping, because when you're in there, the nurses come in like every single hour of the day to check your vitals, check baby's vitals. Food gets delivered, different people coming in and out. So it was really like sleep deprivation, the first stage of it. And you know, I got in the hang of kind of like having a baby that needed to be fed all the time, and my husband was doing like most of the changing while we were in the hospital. I did the feeding, and we were ready to go home. So it's nice to be home in the comfort of your own bed, in your own house, eating what you want. When I got home, I think like, you know, I was in pain in the hospital, but the pain kind of changes. Like, some days are better than others. I did have some stitches down there, which were only first degree, but I definitely have, it's still sore and bleeding down there a week later, and I get cramps down there. I also get cramps in my stomach, like, because when you breastfeed, you get cramping, and also it just kind of feels uncomfortable. My boobs really hurt the most out of everything. So yeah, so I filmed a postpartum haul video, and I'm going to tell you what really has been working for me. So I did have a vaginal delivery, so this might not apply to you. Something might. The things that have really worked for me are one, the hospital gave me like the mesh underwear and the huge pads and the padsicle, and they're not padsicles, they're like ice packs for the down there. Those are really, really great. I love that stuff. At home, I don't have any more of those ice packs, and the ice packs I made, those padsicles with basil and aloe vera, they're not as good. I almost think I put too much liquid in them, because they have like a coating of ice, so you have to put like a layer of tissue and then between you and the padsicle, or else it's too cold. And they don't last as long as the hospital ones. So I think I might pick up some more of the hospital perineal ice packs. But I've been using the mesh underwear and the pads they gave us. I do use the Always underwear that I bought, like the Always period underwear, but try not to burn through those as fast, because there's only like 11 per pack. and I change my pads like multiple times a day. I use a Perineal bottle to clean down there with warm water, and then I use the Dermasol spray. So that's been helping kinda. I think, like I said, I'm still bleeding. I want to get some more Perineal ice packs, and I've been taking Motrin every 6 hours, which was a prescription from the doctor, or ibuprofen. So that has been helping for down there. So you just have to like be careful, because in the first week you're not supposed to lift more than 10 pounds. You're supposed to take it easy. So it's been a struggle trying to like manage the baby, keep my house in some kind of order, and get rest. So that's all that kind of healing. I think I'm going to send my mom to Walmart tomorrow to get some ice packs and maybe a sitz bath. I'll give that a shot because I haven't tried that yet, because it still hurts down there. So on day 4, the first couple of days of breastfeeding, I had really sore nipples. It was crazy. And the reason why is because the baby she latches immediately and she sucks really hard, but the delatching process is what made me mess up, because on my training, I learned that you stick your finger in her mouth and try to like break the suction, but I wasn't doing it properly, and the lactation consultant at the hospital helped me so much. So because I wasn't delatching when I switched breast to feed, I had these little blood blisters on my nipples, and it was so painful. Like even now it's painful when she nurses. So in the hospital they give you Lancino, like the lanolin samples, so I was putting that on my nipple to kind of keep it hydrated, but they didn't really have anything besides that. I had brought the Lancino Soothes gel pads from home, and they're just basically little circles with like a gel on one side, and it basically cools it down, and then it cushions it against fabric and stuff. So these things were a lifesaver. Someone told me to bring these to the hospital. Not someone, like I read on a review. Bring them to the hospital, refrigerate them, and use them in the very first couple of days, because this was a lifesaver. I was like, oh my god, my nipples hurt so bad. Like every time she fed, I was like this, like literally like breathing like as if I was having contractions. So these are really expensive though. I've seen them as much as $10 on Amazon Prime, but if you get them as an add-on item, they're only $5. So these, for the first couple of days of breastfeeding, bring them in the hospital, because my hospital didn't have anything like this that they provided, and I put them in a cup of ice to cool them down, so that way they would be even better. So that saved me. Now as of day 4 to present, my boobs the milk definitely came in, because I was feeding every 2 to 3 hours, because I wanted the baby to have gain of the weight back that they always lose after they're born. So usually they lose weight, which is normal, and then you try to get their weight back by 2 weeks. So I was breastfeeding like crazy every 2 to 3 hours. And it's 2 hours from start to start. So if you fed from 11 to 11:30, technically you have to start feeding again at 1 o'clock. So you don't really have 2 hours. It's more like an hour and a half or hour, depending on how long you fed. But day 4 started the engorgement, which is when your boobs fill up with milk, and my boobs hurt so bad. It felt like I literally got breast implants. Like I've never had breast implants, but they tripled in size, rock hard, and like moving, like even now, like they hurt so bad. I feel like they feel like hard as like concrete. And I've heard what you need to do is ice them or use a warm compress. So I've been using I have Lancino gel packs, which you can freeze. I use a heating pad, but really the only thing is when the baby feeds, they feel better. Everybody's been pressuring me to pump, but I don't want to pump, because I know when I did my training on breastfeeding, and the lactation specialist said don't pump because it makes your body think to produce even more milk. So it's just like a temporary relief, but then you're even more engorged. And everybody wants me to do, when I say everybody, it's people giving me advice, including my mom and dad. Friends are just pump. And then my dad's well, let's feed her with a bottle. Well, let's just do formula. But I'm I really don't want to do formula. If I can produce just breast milk and feed her, do it for a couple weeks just on the boob before I start pumping. And then follow the timeline, the ideal timeline. If I can do it, even though it's a struggle, I'll put the work in, you know what I mean? So that's been a lot of pressure from people. People are really you need to pump. And I'm well, let me handle this. It's my body. I feel like I can manage this. So one thing I've been dealing with is that in the first couple of days, I feel like it was kind of overwhelming, like the amount of advice. So before, remember how I told you in my pregnancy updates, people think they want to tell you everything that you should do during pregnancy. It gets even worse when the baby is born. Everybody has an opinion, and I kind of feel like they're stepping on my toes. I'm like, I'm not, like, let me figure this out. Let me do what's best for the baby and me and my husband. But it was a lot. Like, I was getting really overwhelmed. And, you know, I wasn't really emotional during pregnancy. I wasn't really irritated or grumpy or hormonal. After this first week, I have definitely, like, the hormones have been real. I definitely had a couple of cries, a couple of meltdowns due to probably, like I said, the hormones are like all over the place. Two, my parents are staying with me, and they've been really, really helpful, but like they've added extra stress in the terms of all these little comments and telling me things that I don't want to hear. So it's been rough. Like, even now I feel kind of like a little bit emotional, but there are good days and bad days. And now as I finish week 1, I'm kind of like very appreciative that they're here. In the beginning I was kind of like, you're getting on my nerves. But now I'm appreciative because I'm so sleep deprived that I need them. Like, it's so hard to function with a newborn. Like, the fact that you have to feed every 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and then get everything else, do everything else is just overwhelming. So when people say like, try to get your sleep before you have the baby, it's really true because you don't sleep. Like, the first couple of days I was getting maybe an hour and a half of sleep. Now I think I'm getting like 3 hours of sleep, 3 to 4 hours. It's just a lot. The worst is night. The nighttime is when the baby's up all night. She sleeps well during the day, but at night she's up. She's cranky. Like, we call our baby Grumpy Baby. Hashtag Grumpy Baby, like Grumpy Cat, because she's just like very feisty, and she like cries loud. She likes what she likes. She has really strong arms, so she punches through all her swaddles, and she always makes frowns. So she's a feisty baby. But when she sleeps, she's so calm and cute. So dealing with a very feisty crier, loud crier baby has been hard, but we're making it. And I think every single night it gets a little better. Last night though was hell. Like, she wouldn't fall asleep for like 4 hours. Like, I was up from like 2:30 to 7:30 just rocking her, trying to feed her, but she kept throwing up. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. Another thing that you should be aware of is, you know how like you're pregnant and everybody's taking care of you and they're fussing for you? Once you have that baby, it's all about the baby. So just get it, don't take it personally. Just, I have conversations with my parents, and like I'm literally talking to them, and they just literally, it's like goes in one ear out the other, and then they just keep looking and talking to the baby. I'm like, I was definitely talking to you, but you know, I'm like, okay, I get it. You know, new baby, first grandchild for my parents, first, you know, grandchild on Adrian's side for a long time, so that's been crazy. There was an Urban Decay event here in Atlanta, which I really wanted to go to. I was invited. It was on Thursday, and I gave her on Saturday. I thought I was actually going to go. I don't know why I thought I was going to go, but I was like, it's only a 2-hour event. It was only like 15 minutes away from where I live. Did I go to the event? No. I feel like I am in prison a little bit. Like, I can't leave the house because you have to feed her so much, and plus you're tired. And it kind of sucks because, you know, like my husband can go and do what he needs to do outside the house, but I can't because I have to feed the baby. So I'm going to need a break soon because it's a lot. Something I think that was really funny this week though is that now that I don't have the belly and my back doesn't hurt as much, obviously, because I'm not having the weight in my front. I ditched my big pregnancy pillow, so I've been trying to sleep without it. So I can have more snuggles with my husband at night. So I've been weaning myself off the pregnancy pillow, but I still need a lot of pillows at night because when I feed in bed, I need a lot of pillows. Those breastfeeding pillows I use a lot. And like now, instead of feeling pain in my back, it's more pain like in my shoulders and neck. And I think that's from looking down with the baby and holding the baby. So it's all like shoulders and neck pain. So I've been using a heating pad there. So it's still like your body's still sore in different ways. So that's a lot. I know there's a lot of venting, but I wanted to give you the real deal. On the positive side, baby girl looks Like, she's growing every day. It's crazy how she looks different every day. People are like, they were saying that she looks like my husband, but sometimes she kind of looks like me, but I definitely think she looks more like my husband. She has more of my skin tone in my eyes, and everything else is him. She has a lot of hair. Like, it literally it hits her shoulder almost. It's so long in the back. Who knows what the hair will turn out, like what texture it will turn out. She's so cute when she's calm. But yeah, I give her lots of kisses and lots of hugs. The good thing is that even though I'm tired and stressed, when I hold the baby, like, I don't feel like mad at her. I just feel tired. You know what I mean? So it's not like I take the stress out on her. It's more just like, oh my god. So I'm just trying to, like, just stay calm in terms of my relationship with her, because I don't want to pass my stress on to her. But I just, like, vent to my husband. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to show you my 1 week postpartum belly. So I've been wearing a postpartum belt, which I showed you in the postpartum haul, every single day. Like, as soon as I got home, I started wearing it. So I got home on Monday, put it on, and I stopped wearing it yesterday, which was Friday, because I started getting a rash on my stomach, and that's normal for me. I have sensitive skin. Because I wore the wrap 24 hours a day, only took it off to, like, shower. But my skin doesn't like to be enclosed. Like, even when I wear band-aids, I get rashes. So I have, yesterday night I took it off, and today I'm just letting my rash heal on my stomach because it's itchy and irritated. But my stomach has gone down a lot, surprisingly. And I weighed myself, and I've lost like 14 pounds in the first week. And I think it's definitely from the breastfeeding. It's not like I've been working out. And I've been eating okay. Like, my mom's cooking a lot. But I'm still eating, like cake. Like, someone brought us a cake and, like, stuff like that. So it's not like I'm eating super clean. So when they say that breastfeeding really does take it down, my friend told me that if you breastfed twins, it's considered a full day of boot camp. So I'm having half a day of boot camp with the one baby. So I'm going to show you my my stomach 1 week postpartum. My boobs, literally, I think these are definitely, I used to be a small B. I think I'm a double D now. Like, whenever my husband and my mom were like, oh my god, your boobs are so big. I'm like, I know. They feel big and they hurt big. So I'm going to show you the 1 week belly. So first off, do you see these boobs? You probably can't tell, but they are huge. And they leak. Oh look, I definitely leaked through this shirt just now. I feel it. That's why you wear black. Okay, so this is a nursing tank, so you can't really see. But I'll show you the belly. Okay, so it's soft right here, but the overall, it's gone down a lot. So you can see my rash right here. I still have the Linnea neck. Okay, so I always never had a flat stomach. I always had a little pooch right here. But I definitely think breastfeeding, as well as wearing that postpartum belt, has helped. And my friend told me, like, the thing that she regrets is that she has a lot of loose skin. So if I do wear the belt, hopefully it'll keep it nice and tight. By the way, like, nursing tanks and nursing gowns are everything, because, like, my boobs are so engorged, it helps to be able to take the whole thing down. Because if I just have a regular shirt and I try to stick it under my boob, it hurts because it pushes on my boob. So I think I might get to a couple more. In the hospital, I wore the hospital gown the first couple of days, and then I just wore my nursing nightgown, because the hospital gown has so many snaps and it's hard to line them up, and you're constantly taking it on and off. So I was, like, glad I brought a nursing gown to the hospital. But anyways, I hope you guys found this video helpful or interesting. Hey, if you have any advice, helpful words, encouragement, please let me know down below. I will take all the positive support I can get, and I will have a recap on my blog at www.makeupbyrendern.com. So if you guys still want to get baby girl a present, our registry link is still down below. I'm starting to realize the importance of wipes, wet wipes, diapers, pacifiers, all those good things. But anyways, thanks for watching. Until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bellas. So this is Arabella. She's hanging out in her little bouncer thingy. I have her next to me because I'm about to edit some videos. This thing is so handy because I just put her in here swaddled up when I don't want to hold her while she's sleeping. Usually this works after she's fed, and then we can swaddle her. Otherwise, if she's awake, we cannot. So I'm about to edit some videos. Let's see. Baby girl is 6 weeks old. Not 6 weeks. 6 days old, and I'm 6 days postpartum. It's been a rough week, like emotionally, physically. Not a lot of sleep. Irritable. This is the most irritable I've been the whole baby journey. Like, I don't think I was really that irritable during pregnancy, but now, like, what they say about the hormones and stuff is so real. Like, I think I've cried this week like 3 times, and I didn't cry the whole pregnancy. Not really. I did cry a little bit during like the Olympics, but that was because I was being sentimental. Anyways, baby girl is resting, thank goodness. I got the most sleep I've ever had this entire week last night. She woke up still like 4 times last night, between like 12 and like 7, which is a lot, like every 2 hours, but still I was able to sleep more because my husband got up and got her a couple times, and then, but when she's got to eat, she's got to eat, and that means I have to pull out the boob. So, yeah, it's getting better every night. I'm getting a little irritable with my parents, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying not to be unappreciative of them being here, but it's a lot. They're definitely helpful, but it's just like they don't realize sometimes like they're stepping on my parenting toes. And I'm sure everybody goes through that, you know. I mean, you have to set boundaries, and I'm trying to like not be irritable, but I think it's also because I'm having no sleep, and I'm just trying to be better about it. So, anywho, I'll have to edit some videos. I'm like so behind. Everybody thinks I'm still pregnant, but I definitely have to have. I've had the baby already. I just uploaded my 38-week bump date yesterday, and the baby's already 6 days old. Today I'm gonna work on my pregnancy essentials video, nursery tour, get some blog posts scheduled, so that way I don't like lose out on content too much. I definitely filmed all these videos though, so I won't have to film too much, but this weekend on Saturday I will film my 1 week postpartum video, so that way you guys can kind of see how it's been. Alright, see you later.
Does the patient have health insurance? Yes. Does the patient please review information about
First doctor's appointment. Say hi, grandparents. Say hi, hubby.
Hey. Does the patient have secondary? No.
Oh, look at these bags under my eyes. First doctor's appointment. I look so tired.
Like relationship.
1 hour of sleep. Arabella's first appointment. She's 5 days old. So this is a big day. We got her dressed up in her first cute outfit. Talking quiet because I'm just tired. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. Okay, we are 7 days old. 1 week. Look at her. Now she wants to be calm. 7 days. Happy birthday. 7 days.
Happy birthday.
You're grown now.
Stop crying then. Too big to cry.
Too big to cry?
Yes, too big to cry.
Here she goes.
Oh, there it is. Oh.